You might be wondering why I've gathered you here today. When I feel like it, I will tell you how I'm feeling. I will not be a dishonest YouTuber. I think good content can be made without having to sacrifice reality. I'm not at Fully Charged Live because I couldn't afford it. Not the ticket to the event, but the plane ticket or renting a van to take the racing vehicle down there. I couldn't afford it. Which is the entire reason why I started converting a vehicle. Because I can't afford an electric vehicle if I don't do it myself. I want to help empower you in whatever situation you're in to get into an electric vehicle. That's my mission in life. But I have a lot more footage from CES to show you guys. So that's what I'm gonna do. This one here is called the Nissan Aria. It's a concept vehicle. It's alright. Still a fucking SUV. I hate SUVs. Here's the Ford display. There's a car on a wall. That's a car on a wall. Oh, wow. Look at this. J1772. That's a level 2 Ford Charger. Oh, it's for the Mustang Mach-E. Oh, I didn't even see. So, just in case you weren't aware, this is called the Mustang Mach-E, and it's an electric vehicle. And they had to badge it the Mustang because even though it's an SUV, they needed to generate interest in Ford electric vehicles because they are definitely moving in that direction, albeit far too slowly for comfort. But the fact is, it's still an SUV.
Did you see the one with the red one? It was like candy. Yeah.
Honestly, they're talking, but
Yeah, right, I do too.
it seems like most people are going to
Yeah, and then we see a lot of manufacturers using that hybrid as a 70s where they were made for that.
The Smithers Winter Test Facility. It's a wild place. Today is all about evaluating our vehicle in extreme conditions. Ice and heavy snow, and make sure the battery upgrades as expected in essential conditions.
Feedback from models is immediate in a way only a battery electric vehicle. Well, you don't listen to it gives you a much more instantaneous level of control.
Oh, this is good. Cheers. All right.
In an electric vehicle, right through pretty extreme conditions, people are going to be surprised.
Sorry. The whole world seems to be moving to SUVs, and it's out of our decision. It's out of our hands. We don't have any power, we don't have any control over the switch to SUVs, and it's terrible. Just get a fucking minivan.
I get easily distracted.
The Ford is an SUV, the Aria is an SUV, the fucking Audi is an SUV. Everything's a fucking SUV. What's the point of a fucking SUV? There's no goddamn point. Just get a fucking minivan. You know you want it. Anyways, that's pretty cool. Still an SUV. Kind of. More like a hot hatch. Actually, I like that one. Actually, I'm kind of liking this one. So this is a company called Byton, and they've come out with this thing called the M Byte, and not sure what that is. It's like half a car, but this is what I'm here to see. God, it's another SUV, another fucking SUV. Oh.
He was at the party for like 2 hours, or maybe an hour last night. He did well.
There it is, the Audi e-tron.
Mega city. What that means.
Mal schauen. Mal schauen, ob es ist. Bleibt spannend. Okay, danke.
I want you to know that
You got a good voice.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a professional, but it sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Do you have an Instagram or SoundCloud or anything you want?
Instagram.
Instagram? What's your Instagram?
MAGMYRS. Magmers.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, William C. Youse, WILIAMCYOUSE.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sorry.
We are working with several standards organizations on things called lattice-based cryptography to ensure that the next generation of computers are as secure as this one. So very good question. This is a model of a 20-qubit quantum computer. IBM has about 14 or 15 quantum computers. We announced a 53-qubit a couple of months ago. Today we announced a 28-qubit quantum computer. We have several 20s and we have 5 and a 16. So we have a 1-qubit? Really? Oh, okay. We have a 1-qubit quantum computer. I didn't know that. Again, if you're wondering what you're looking at, you're here at the IBM Quantum Computing booth and you're looking at a live scale model of an IBM quantum computer, a 20-qubit computer. Really good question. He asked the question of what's the most difficult skill in demand for developing a quantum computer. So there are lots of skills that are needed to develop a quantum computer. And by the way, what we have done here, there are different ways of using the laws of quantum mechanics to develop a quantum computer. IBM happened to use this particular superconducting transmon system, which requires very low temperatures down to 10 to 15 millikelvin at the bottom here. So at the one level, there's a number of just physics, science, and engineering skills that are needed. On the other end, which we're struggling with surprisingly as much as the hard science skills, is finding people who understand. So in order to find quantum advantage, you cannot use classical thinking. In fact, one of our lead scientists in quantum computing has gone on to say that you're thinking too classically. It might have been me that said something stupid. But you cannot think about a problem in its classical way in order to solve it using a quantum computer. So what you have to do is decompose the problem. What parts of the problem can be best solved on a classical computer, this hybrid heterogeneous approach, and what parts of the problem can be done on a quantum computer? And why? Why is it best done on a quantum computer? What features about it? What exponential problem does this help solve? So what we are struggling with, those both sets of skills, those science, physics, engineering skills, but also as much as those development skills and that different way of thinking for using quantum computing to solve a business problem. So one thing I did not mention is IBM has developed an open source development kit. It's called QuizKit, QISKIT. You can search on it. And it is a framework with a level abstraction at the highest level for finance and chemistry types of applications, and at the lowest levels that gives you pulse control of the system. So we are looking, and it is a Python API, so if you're familiar with Python, it's just another Python package. So you can use today's leading edge development skills to develop quantum applications. Again, this is the IBM Quantum Computing booth, and you are looking at today's latest and greatest IBM Quantum Computer. I encourage you to take selfies and tell your kids and grandchildren you were here.
So one of my favorite movies in the world is this really, really corny Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called True Lies. And it's only my favorite movie because it's only one of my favorite movies, I should say, because it was one of the 17 VHS tapes that my mother had in her house as I was growing up. The only thing we were allowed to watch, because that's the only thing we could watch. There was nothing else, except for the 3 cable companies, which were boring. This reminds me of that movie. It's a gate analysis. And do you remember in that movie when Arnold Schwarzenegger is walking into the True Lies people, and there's a little video camera and somebody sitting behind a booth and they're monitoring his gait, checking for weapons, making sure it's actually him. See here. That there is an actual human being. Let me find him. That right there is a human being. And that is a visual representation. They're learning how to do yoga. That's the yoga instructor. And that's the yoga student. And up here in the top corner, you can see how accurate their yoga pose is. So, here's the yoga student. This is a virtual yoga instructor. She doesn't exist. She's not standing there. There's no yoga instructor. It's all virtual. And this is telling this person how accurate they are. This takes we to the next level. Panasonic, the same company that brings you the 18650 and 1720 cells in a Tesla. Tracks your eyeballs. I mean, these things have been around, but they scare me. So this here is a see-through window that I've wanted since I was a kid. That's a television screen, and if you watch, that person just walked into this booth. That's a real human in that booth. That's a fake bird.
That's exactly what I'm saying, right? And then I put step on it.
Okay, so that's awesome. I love what you guys are doing in that space. So let's talk about the harvest, which would be the next.
So the next step is really where many additional complexities of the supply chain kick in.
Yep.
Right? So the harvest comes, right? And then the question comes, okay, what should I harvest? What should I grow? Who should my, next level in the supply chain be? Where should I ship it? All these questions, right? And disconnections and problems, waste, etc. are coming in. And that's where we think the innovation of blockchain combined with sensors and potentially machine learning and AI will really help to transform and help with all the inefficiencies in the supply chain.
So regarding the blockchain, we call it blockchain powered. This specific one is powered by the IBM Food Trust.
Correct.
Is the blockchain the piece in this whole equation that puts trust in the name and back in the minds of everybody involved in it?
That's absolutely correct, right?
Okay.
So blockchain is the technology that really is fundamentally built around
Want a coffee or something? You good? Okay, cool. Anyway, all right. That's my chef and business partner, Miles. He's a younger chef, so I can bust his chops. Okay? All right. So a little bit of guacamole, right? I'll take some of this chicken. Hopefully you can see that. Come on, senor. Let's get the taco can in business right now. The taco can. Beautiful. Look at that. Que belleza. Then we'll do a little salsa verde, right? A little tomatillo salsa. We'll take some pickled onions. We'll take some of that wonderful escabeche of cauliflower, or flour, right? We'll take some of that cilantro right on top. A little radish. Baby, is this not an invitation to eat or what, huh? Right here, you serve people tacos like this, you're making friends, all right? Okay? You're making lots of friends. People might come to your house and stay over. Who knows? But this is what it's all about. This is my style of cooking. Layering flavors, making sure that we're using the best ingredients that are responsible. IBM, blockchain technology, and the food trust ensures that's happening. So I'm excited. I feel that this is the best reflection of the way I like to cook in my beliefs with food and ingredients. Okay? So I hope you guys engage some of our folks here, some of our IBMers. If you want to know more information about the blockchain technology and the food trust, I'm sure that they would be more than amenable to share some of that knowledge with y'all. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be back here in an hour and conclude this afternoon. So thank you very much. If you have any culinary quandaries, you guys want a free love, I'm not like Miles in charge for them. Yeah, little photos, be all good.
This is the Vision EQS. Right there. That's cool. But what everyone is really in line to see is this car called the Avatar. There's waiting to get a shot, and then there's waiting in line. Yeah, I know you want to see the Avatar, but I am not waiting in that fucking line. I am not doing that shit. Fuck no. Go watch another YouTube channel if you want me to wait in that fucking line. This is called the Smart Charging Setup by Audi. Next to the Audi e-tron. Okay, so what we're looking at is the charger that comes with the car, and it's a smart charging device. And so tell me about this.
Yes, so you can change the cable that includes the plug. So if this is a 220 volt plug, and if you like to have a 110 volt plug, you can just exchange it. You don't have to buy a completely new charging system.
Right.
It's just possible that here you, with this mechanism.
So this cord here plugs into the. So this cord right here is interchangeable. You can replace this one with a 110 volt plug at this joint right there. This one here is a 220, you say?
Yep.
Yeah, is a NEMA 1450, and then you can replace that with a NEMA 520 or NEMA 515 right at the slot right there. And that goes back into your washer dryer outlet right there. And then this charging unit is portable, so you just plug it back in. And the way to take it off, the way to take it off is to pull this up, and then it falls out, just like that. And then is this a 1772? Okay, so I can. Okay, yeah, it's a standard 1772.
Type 1, yeah.
Do you have plans to do Can you do CCS with the new e-tron? So you can do CCS. Okay. So yeah, that's a Type 1.
For Europe, it's Type 2.
Oh, this is Type 2. Okay.
But for America, we have Type 1. Then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it's got the flat on the top. That's Type 2. If it's a full circle, then it's going to be Type 1. So you see that flat on the top? That's your European 1772. And if it's a full circle, then it's called Type 1, and it's American 1772. But these two sockets together, they become CCS. If you close this, it's called 1772. This is level 2. This is level 3. This is fast. This is slow. Well, not slow, but it's slower.
Yeah.
So
up to 22 kilowatt.
I'm not allowed to show his face, but I'm gonna get the Audi logo on his shirt there. This one here, the Quasar.
The Quasar, yeah.
Quasar. Oh, like Quasar in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's going to be sold in the United States.
Yeah, in the end of this year.
The Pulsar Plus.
The Pulsar Plus.
Science fiction reference. And then, this is your app?
This is your app that is connected to the charger, so you can control the charger through the app.
Okay, cool.
So you can check, for example, lock and unlock the charger. As you see, the color of the LED, yellow LED changed, okay, because it's locked right now. So you cannot use the charger if you connect it to the car. It won't happen anything. Okay? This is just a simulator. Okay?
Right.
So if you unlock the charger, then it's unlocked. You can charge the car if you want. It's Type 1 connection. Okay. Here you can control the amps that you are giving to the car. Okay. In the US will be up to 40 amps. Okay. And you can also do some schedules of charging if you want to charge at night, for example. So you can click which days you want to charge, for example, from Monday to Friday, and the start hour, let's say at 7 a.m. So 7 p.m. Sorry, and let's finish that 1 a.m. for example. Okay. So you did this schedule. Now the charger is getting information. Now the charger has a schedule. If you connect the AV gun to the car, you arrive at home for a spot.
So I can go.
That's it.
Oh, you
now,
just wave across.
Yeah.
So no fingerprints.
It's up to 30 drums. Okay, so
it's to 32.
Okay, so if you go down, down. I will show you the bidirectional part of the charger. So now it's -6 amps. So it's getting the energy from the car to feed your house, or you can send it to.
So this is for when your power goes out or something like that.
So you can let's say discharge or uncharge your car up to 32 amps as well.
Okay.
So it's 7.4 in both ways. 7.4 kilowatts. Okay.
Okay.
This is a single phase charger.
And then this is the same app.
It's the same app.
Yeah.
Okay. The same app.
Oh, a different background, purple.
No, but anyway, it's connecting. So when it's connecting, it's purple.
Oh, okay. Okay, when it's connecting, it's purple. When it's blue, it's connecting. Okay.
So it's very easy for the end user. You're focusing every time on the end user.
So if I go up here,
you can go up, and then it goes positive. Okay.
It shows.
It will show once the screen is
the same. There.
Okay. This one for sure will need internet connection. Okay. So this can be connected.
So this is a big quadcopter. You got one of these turbines right there, and then it's a tree of tablet computers. Bendy tablet computers. One of these things is not like the others. Hey look, it's the MSS front.
In December 2018, One of China's top tech executives was arrested in Canada on a US extradition request.
Huawei. All of the MSS.
What exactly is the MSS? This is your Bloomberg Quick Take on China's elusive spies. Compared with the US, the MSS is something of a mashup. It conducts intelligence operations abroad, like the CIA, counter-espionage at home, like the FBI, and cyber snooping, like the NSA.
There are two things. Machines are good at the speed, they can be very fast.
Apparently, this girl's a robot.
They need some time. They can work very quickly. Another thing machines are good at that they are good at having millions of possibilities. Why a chess player or a Go player
This guy
in
here
Korea,
is a
or
robot.
Go player in Korea or chess player in the world cannot beat a computer? Our computer become creatively smart? No. Because machines can have billion possible paths, they can calculate all the billion possible paths and can very fast and give it to you. 20 millisecond delay. And then now we are going to go a step beyond. Not just the permutations, not just the selective path, but can we have a finer control? Can we say that smile and then say something? Can we say same thing, but can we say with the angry voice? Can we control the individual eyes closing and opening? That is what will be the magic. How that happens, because this is not a selected paths now. This is where the Core R3's reality engine kicks off. Reality engine now is able to generate every single permutation or the view that you see of that neon in real time, and that is what we are going to also demo you. When we do this thing, all our processing power on the back side, why we have to show this thing? To keep ourselves aware. Nothing is burning off. There are 128 core machines with the
Okay, we'd like to switch over to this neon now, which we call Maya. And here we're focusing more on this more granular, finer level of control of the face. So first I'll ask her to, for example, smile. And you'll see a nice smile come out, or perhaps another one. She could perhaps be surprised. Or angry. Or skeptical. Know how we can control specific features.
This kind of scares the shit out of me.
I can close them. I can open them.
So what is he doing? If you look at his tablet, maybe Simon can show it a little bit.
This is a robot.
This is for our internal testing. He can slide his eyes open. He can say, okay, move your mouth this way. Can you move your head this way? Can you move
Her eyes are following me around the room.
So here's a tilt of the head, or tilted to either way, and these are all independent, so I can...
That scares the shit out of me. But I could definitely imagine that being a porn. Those guys over at the Neon booth are creating virtual displays where they can control human emotion. You've seen a deepfake, well, that's taken it to the next level. An entirely fake human being that you can control. Apologies if you can't hear me over the sound of this really loud turbine. It's so loud. But what is it? It's like a helicopter.
Dreams are reality, improving quality of life, personal safety, and state of mind.
So this is something pretty interesting. This is a grocery basket that'll follow you around the store while you're walking around. So it involves the human in the robotic process, but it eliminates a menial task. And of course the applications can expand beyond that into the real world, but I like the idea that they're not replacing any currently employed human being with this function. There is no industry that is shopping cart pusher. So I really appreciate that.
It will bring enrichment that makes our lives even more beautiful.
That's really cool. So here is yet another industry that is going to be impacted by automation. Airplane baggage attendants. This is a modular, stackable, portable robot system, fully autonomous, that can deliver packages. And they made it in the exact shape of an airfield's shipping cart to emphasize the airline factor. I know a hell of a lot of people who are only alive because of this job. And if this job goes, we really are not prepared for this.
An environment based on cameras alone. Now in parallel, it has a separate subsystem made up of radars and lidars, which can also support fully autonomous driving on its own. Now these two independent systems, one camera-based and one radar and lidar-based, enable Mobileye to offer what it calls true redundancy.
Wait, what's true redundancy?
So if early in the process you fuse camera, radar, and lidar inputs into one view, that's not actually a lot of real redundancy. True redundancy creates a profound synergy between the two sensing modalities to offer better safety and faster validation.
Ooh, I like the way you explained that. Well done. Now the maps, right?
Yes.
Unmatched, crowdsourced mapping technology.
So thanks to Mobileye's REM high-definition crowdsourced mapping technology and strong position in ADAS, tens of thousands of consumer vehicles equipped with Mobileye's technology collect more than 4 million miles of data every single day.
Wow.
REM technology automatically turns this data into HD maps and continually refreshes them.
Now this is a true game changer.
You are not kidding, and let me tell you this. Mobileye is close to mapping all of Europe's roads, and by the end of this year, all US roads will also be mapped.
And finally, RSS, or Responsibility Sensitive Safety. RSS is a mathematical model that basically takes the human concepts of safe driving and translates them into mathematical rules to create a safety envelope around the car. The deterministic definition of safe driving allows an agile, yet human-like driving experience that balances between safety and useful driving. Just like you can see here in a challenging drive through the streets of Jerusalem.
And I thought driving with Marion through Los Angeles was challenging. Look at that.
You gotta watch out for Marion. We gotta get her one of these autonomous cars.
Mobileye is driving us to the future of mobility. Now you can see how Mobileye is integrating all of these pieces together to operate a robotaxi service to drive us to a better future. A future with fewer accidents and fewer parking problems, less congestion and less pollution, and much more accessible and affordable mobility for all. So, do you want to ride? Thank you. You've been great. We'll see you next year.
We'll see you next year. Thanks so much.
It's not spinning anymore. So I'm here at the EV box. I really like this ceiling, by the way. This is really cool. I love all of the designs, fabric designs and wall designs and like set piece designs. Everything at this conference, like design wise, is really, really nice. That's completely tangential. There's a robot over there. Very confusing. But yeah, so I just met with Mark and Rob, and yesterday I met with Kathleen and Robert from EV Box. And I wanted to extend my deepest thanks to somebody named Ethan Ottens from the New York office, inside sales office of EV Box, for inviting me out to this conference. And for proof, I am at your booth right there, and right there, and right there. And it isn't actually a guarantee, and I don't have 100% commitment yet from this company, but it looks very promising that we may actually get our first LADS charger donation from EV Box. So that's pretty cool. So again, thank you to Ethan for inviting me to this conference. I really, really appreciate it. It's like a candy store out here, you know?
Hey! Ah! It's Nikki! I'm transported off. Oh, it's a video.
Ain't that some bullshits? Get it? Because it's bullshits. Get it? Get it? It was a joke. It's bullshits. So here's something interesting. This pair of headphones right here was invented in 1919. I really have never thought about headphone technology before, like to this extent. I've just used them, never really thinking about them. It was really cool. So I'm here at the Bridgestone booth, Bridgestone tires. This thing you see behind me is a non-pneumatic, solid body tire. And you see here, ooh, that feels real nice. It kind of feels like insulation that you put on your wall. Sorry if the camera's shaking, my tripod's out of batteries. It's a double tire setup, right? So, watch this haptic feedback. It feels like insulation. This tire is going to be put on a Toyota lunar rover, in cooperation with JAXA and Bridgestone. You see that big giant Bridgestone? I didn't see that part. Oh well, I touched it. So Amazon is here presenting Alexa for your car. And as the president, as the president of the Electric Vehicle Club, it's very exciting that there's a Rivian right there. But right around the corner is a gas pump with a little ad that says, Alexa, pay for gas. And the gas pump has the Exxon logo on it. There's a Rivian right there, which is really, really cool. And if that's all I saw, great! Happiness! Amazing! Exxon. Amazon. Alexa. Rivian. Gas pump. What the fuck?
And also in the morning, first hour today was so maybe if you come in the morning, there's no line the first hour.
I don't know anything about this one. It looks really cool though.
Power things like air conditioning?
The next power is 1.5 kilowatts. So the answer is technically yes.
couple of days ago, this booth was jam-packed with people and getting their badges, going to their respective areas. Now it's empty. The whole thing shuts down in a couple of hours. So the big question we ask ourselves as we're getting towards the end is, what did we learn? CES, a technology conference with over 200,000 people from the entire planet. The world's largest technology conference. What did we learn here? I met Dan White just for a second. Didn't get to pitch my idea to him, but everyone's leaving now.